Welcome back to the channel, guys. Fast Jet Performance. My name is Tim Davies. We're going to talk about the Shield today. This is a unit run by Chris Hargreaves, an outlaw biker, doing some really good things in the UK, but getting it very, very wrong today. Right, in the middle of this video, guys, I'm going to talk to you about how you can check your biases. And I would, ground news, I'll put an advert up. At the back end, I'll put a QR code. Let's get on with it. This is the post they put out today. I don't know where to go with this. I'm just going to run through the post. I'm going to talk to you about the response that is happening. We'll read some of these things. We'll go to Chris's website itself. And one thing I really want you to think about is the fact that there is a man here trying to do the right thing. He might not be doing it the right way. He is trying to do the right thing. Big up to the man. 110%. I've given him a shout out before. Let's talk it out. Here's the picture. People are getting so animated by it. And the guy on the right there, a guy called Pops Ali, a member of the Muslim community. People are not happy with this at all. I think they're right to not be happy with this. I think it's a misplay on Chris's part. Let's just talk about it. And before we go into that, this is We Are the Shield, a national safety net for women and children, okay? Because it comes about the lack of policing. We know that in the UK, and the failure of the British police to be able to protect our women and children. That's true, guys. That is the truth. It's just not enough police out there, preoccupied with DEI and other statistics and things like that. The people protecting the people. Now, CIC-led national volunteer-powered movement. Anyone can join this, working across the UK to prevent harm before it happens. Street patrols, trained volunteers that can go and accompany vulnerable women and children if they're walking somewhere and they feel a bit vulnerable. They created to protect the most vulnerable of society. As I said, they include parents, teachers, tradespeople, good people that want to go out there and just want to make sure that our women and children in the UK are safe. Totally valid. It says how you can do it. You can join your region. You can choose a role with them that suits you. It's all volunteered. You can get trained and verified. When I first spoke about them, I was like, are these guys doing verification checks? Yes, they are. DBS checks, not the most comprehensive, but it's still better than nothing. And they are obviously very good, activated locally. Go on their website. Have a look at what they do. All right. And if you scroll down, here is Liam Tufts chatting to Chris then on an episode. You can watch that on here. He's an outlaw biker, Chris, obviously a solid dude, and I think what he's doing is brilliant. How he's doing it, maybe not so much. I want to go into the fractious nature of the right a little bit later on, but before that, We Are the Shield. Today was another powerful reminder of what unity looks like. I met with Pops Ali. That was the Muslim guy we saw in the picture. A man I've got a lot of respect for and someone I met many moons ago. A true leader. A man who stands for his people. More importantly, a man who stands for all people. I don't believe that, by the way. Everyone wants to point fingers at Islam, at Muslims. Why? I'm one of those guys, by the way. I want to point that finger. I would say to you right now that Islam has no place in the West. I seem to be the only person saying this. My name is Tim Davies, by the way. If you want to know who I am, I'm not hiding behind any weird thing online or anything. Tim Davies, look at who I am. 20 years in the military. I'm not afraid to say it. It's not compatible with the West. Not in the current form, anyway. By the way, there's no Christians in any Muslim government overseas. UAE, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, no Christians in that government. Why have we got so many Muslims in our Christian government in the UK? But it's not a Christian country, Tim. Don't worry about it. Give it a few months and it'll be a Muslim one, mate. You either stand with the country or stand against it. Let me know which one you are, by the way. It says here, right, everyone points fingers at Islam because you think they're the only ones with this problem. You are so wrong. I see it every single day from all walks of life. And yes, you do, Chris. You do, mate. But this is the problem. White indigenous British are here, and within their ranks we have very nasty people. Why are we bringing in so many Muslims who also have very nasty people within their ranks? That's what you're forgetting, mate. Instead of throwing hatred around and running on a low vibration mindset, creating more division, let me promise you something. Right, okay, before Chris does promise me something, I just want to highlight something Chris said there, a low vibration mindset. The man is 110% right, because right now, we are in a low vibration country, a very, very difficult place. We need high vibration characters like Chris to bring us out of that, to show us promise, to show us a future. And that's why I talk about fitness, family, finance. I talk about fuel and I talk about faith. Whatever you want to look at it, however you want to bring it, you've got to start leaning in a little bit to that, okay? That's very important. The men sat around this table are fully with us. Yeah, mate, they may be fully with you, okay? But they're not with what I would call the indigenous British, those who have English, Scottish, Welsh or Irish heritage. They can date that back over generations like myself. I'm half Welsh. I'm half English. I've got German ancestry, Anglo-Saxon ancestry, all right, in me as well. An eighth of me is German. It's Germanic. Proud of that, by the way. You know what I mean? This is the problem, Chris. You're trying to include everyone where it's not appropriate right now to do so, mate. It's absolutely not appropriate, mate. We just have you forgotten about mate? I know you haven't. I'm not taking the piss. The grooming gang scandals, mate. These were Pakistani Muslim men. And I'll tell you about the problem with that in a minute. I know you know what I'm talking about. It says, follow Pops and you'll see what kind of man he is. Well, we're going to show Tommy Robinson's post in a second because Tommy Robinson's found out what kind of man this is. He's got my trust 100%. And that's why I worry about you, Chris, a little bit, mate. I do worry about you. But that's fine. That's fine. He will now be managing East Lancashire. And let me tell you, this man has the respect of his community, our community, and he'll go to the same lengths I will to eradicate this. Okay, I'm just going to stop you there a little bit. It's not about what you think, Chris. This is a common problem that we all have. When we're trying to push our narratives on the right, it doesn't matter about what I think. It doesn't matter about what you think. It matters about what everyone else thinks. That's the important thing. Perception is key, not the reality. This is the important thing. And it's a difficult one sometimes to understand. I struggle with it, mate. Don't worry about it. I struggle with it. And I'm still 100% hardly there. It says here, his team of solicitors and businessmen came forward and said the words every real man loves to hear. What can we do for you, Chris? Well, what did they do for the girls, by the way? The systematic, I can't say the word on here because the channel will just be taken down. The abuse that the girls got, the British girls, the young English, the Welsh or Scottish girls, and the Irish girls, what abuse did they do for them? Did we see them in action during that time? And if we did, then start posting that up here. Start posting what they did. I will stand side by side with Pops, just like he stands with me. I'm going to stop you there a little bit, Chris. Let's go look at Tommy Robinson. Now, the problem we've got with anything like this, unfortunately, is that everyone on the right is pushing their own kind of narrative. They're not coming together. Look at the fact we've got Reform, we've got Advance, what else have we got? What's the other one? I can't even remember what it is now. There's so many different splits on the right. Homeland Party, you know what I mean? UKIP. It's very difficult. What Tommy's highlighting here, unfortunately, he's saying, look, down here, he supports men in South Africa causing for the death of white men. There's a lot of problems with people like this. Support for Palestine, things that the British people don't necessarily agree with. You know what I mean? We agree with Britain for British people. That's what I'm saying. And if you come here, by all means, be a guest. Just like everyone that goes overseas, be a guest. Absolutely fine, right? Blend in. Don't enclave yourself. Don't come up with your own kind of student brand of politics. Labour are doing enough of that, mate. You know what I mean? So then Chris from The Shield puts up, due to some dodge activity here, I'm moving all future content to my new personal account. He's just taking a bit of a break from this. But if we do, listen, people here, what you should have done is apologise. This is getting a bit harsh. Don't let Muslims say they're going to protect little white girls. I mean, Chris, what are you doing, mate? This is too soon, mate. You know what I mean? This is the problem. What are you doing? The people are the problem. And they are. The Pakistani Muslim community currently are the problem. It's only an elements of it. What do you mean it's an elements? Let me just have a look at some of this stuff now. What Tommy jumps in and says here, and he's got a valid point, because I live near Telford. He says, pretty much quotes what Chris says. Everyone wants to point fingers at Muslims and Islam, but why? And he says, where have you been? So, you know how Tommy is. He's a bit full on, right? I get it, but you need that, right? Who else brought this to attention? The reason that this got attention was because Elon Musk actually started tweeting about this precisely because of the work Tommy Robinson had done. You think about that. You think about how many women are now safe, how many young girls in this country are now safe because of the work Tommy Robinson has done. You might not like the man, but what did you do? And what did I do? Very little. What did Tommy do? A lot, by the way. I mean, the guy went to jail. You know what I mean? For a long time. Solitary confinement. You know, that's the kind of sacrifice I'm talking about. You don't like it. Yeah, you're in the military taking the piss out of me. Fine. I'm not in the military anymore, mate. I couldn't care less what you think. They point fingers at Muslim and Islam because every single city and town has an Islamic community, and they've been abusing, I'm going to say, our children. 30% of Muslim men in Telford were involved in these abuses. Now, I think it was 10% of Muslim men in Telford went to jail because of it. I think 30%, and I didn't see that figure, but I have heard it reported that it was 30%. So that's the issue I think a lot of people have at the moment with it. Now, let's just look at Chris's response. A quick advert for Ground News, who sponsored this channel, luckily, because YouTube ain't giving me no money, fam. You know what I'm talking about. All the stories you'll find on the front page here that are current. However, you can search for stuff in the bar at the top. When you click on a story, then it will show you here, look, what's left-leaning, centre, or right-leaning. It's a right-leaning story. Let's click on it. And then straight away, it gives you a summary at the top there. All the stories here, down there. You can even expand it for more articles if you want at the bottom. On the right here, it shows that there's 34 articles. There's 5 left, 14 right, and then there's 5 centre. Below it then, the bias distribution shows that this is a right-leaning article, and you can see here, Fox News, Israel, all that kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying? Here, factuality, expand that. You can see which ones are more factually correct than others, and so you can see who owns it as well. Where are your biases in this? Click on the article if you want. You'll go straight to that website then, and at the top you can see there's a bar that drops down as well, again showing where these biases are. You can then look at left-leaning articles and right-leaning articles and not get sidetracked by the mainstream media. 40% off. Thank me later. And we're going to leave this pretty soon. Chris posts up here. Okay, there's a lot of hate and some news to me being spread here. I will be complete. I like Chris. I love Chris for this. This is what men do, by the way. All right, hold my hands up. Yeah, I'm just going to go through some stuff. What's going on? I'll have a think. He says here, I will be completely transparent. Some of this stuff being brought to me is stuff not on my radar. All right. Call it ignorance, but I'll be straight. I don't pay much attention to what's going on across the globe. Now I'll sit with any man and be educated. I know Pop's from a different lifestyle. I know what he does for his community, and I'm sure the man is valid. I'm not having a go here, right? It's not about what Chris thinks. It's not about what I think, not about what Tommy thinks. It's about what the population thinks, the young girls, the women you're helping. What do they think, Chris? All right. What do they think about you bringing a Muslim man into this right now? What do they think about that? Have you considered that? Have you considered the girls, Chris? Or are you considering what you're doing right now and bringing this man in? It might make your organisation look good. Does it help? You see what I'm saying, Chris? Does it help these people? Or are you going to lose people? Are you going to stop the phone calls coming in because they don't want to have a Muslim man maybe coming and escorting them home? Have you thought about that, Chris? I'm just putting stuff out there, mate. I'm not taking a piss, you know me. If I've overseen something that's clearly so important, then I'll be the first to hold my hands up, legend. But from my point of view, the man is respected by a lot of white men. And my thought, and what better way to deal with certain gangs than someone they fear from their own community and be passionate about this. It's not about white. When people talk about white, it's not about that. Don't worry about that. We're talking about British men, and he's talking about obvious men that are Pakistani, from the Pakistani Muslim community. And they might be called British, fine, but we know that's not, well, they can be called British, but they're not English. All right? They've got no heritage at all. No heritage for this country whatsoever. Now, I'm not perfect, but we have a big issue here to deal with, and I get hate on all sides no matter what I do. And he's right, by the way, because I get the same thing. No matter what you do, you're going to get hate from some knob end somewhere. Today, I'm probably the knob end, right? So, Chris, I put my hands up to that, mate. Sorry, I'm not having to go, you know what I mean? I support what you do. But every day is a school day, and I'm humble enough to learn. This is why you got to listen to people like Chris. Solid guy. Solid dude, all right? Okay, he's taking a bit of a break. Fair play, mate. You know what I mean? And this is Chris on the left here. They're obviously a biker dude, obviously a solid guy, 110%. Now, I'll leave you with this, guys. The problem is, the Muslims did not call this out. We never saw any march down the streets, did we, in the middle of London, of Muslim men and women calling out the behaviour within their communities. We never saw it. People say that's the behaviour within the white community as well. Disproportionately, it's not. If you look, this is because people don't understand per capita. I'm not going to explain it to you. The only person I saw, the only Muslim I saw, predominantly risking his life calling out this was Raja Mir, I believe it was. Raja Mir was a man, I had him on screen here a second ago, sorry guys, was a man who called this out, and he literally risked his life for doing so. That's the guy here, very vocal about it, risking his life. Look guys, we all got biases. There's the QR code if you want to go and check those biases. We have to be strong. We just cannot sit around criticizing people because we're reading right or left wing press. So just go and click that link, see whether you like it from the advert in the middle, and think about whether you want to get that deal. It's good for sponsoring the channel. The issue I've got with the Pakistani Muslim community is you're in this country and people don't like you right now. That's what I'm saying. You're on very thin ground. Seriously, you are. You don't realise it. I'm not threatening anything. I'm not inciting violence. I'm not doing anything. No one's doing anything. You don't understand, though, the English. You think you do, but you don't. You don't understand them. You have no idea about the English or the Welsh or the Scottish or the Irish. You think you do. The Irish, you're starting to see what's happening. You're starting to see a little bit of that now. But you just wait until the English realise that they won't be able to have jobs or afford mortgages or anything. There's nothing to lose. Wait until that. Right now, everyone's paying out on some kind of debt. Everyone doesn't want to be like Lucy Connolly. Everyone doesn't want to be like Peter Lynch, like Tommy Robinson going to solitary confinement for something they say online. I'm risking that. You know, my name's Tim Davies, by the way, if you wonder who I am. 20 years in the military, happy to tell you who I am, because I believe in protecting the people in this country, the good people in this country. You know how I am. I've said it many, many times, guys. Many, many times. You know what I mean? But a lot of people don't. Posting under false names, fake names, whatever. There's going to come a time where you've got to stand toe to toe. And all I'm saying is we need to integrate better. Oh, do we need to integrate? Does the ethnic British pop? No, we don't. The Pakistani Muslim community needs to integrate better. Absolutely 100%. And I don't think Chris is doing very well with allowing that to happen. I think Chris has got absolutely 110% the right idea, but just the wrong way of doing it. I wish you all the best, Chris. 110%, mate. I'll still promote what you're doing. Recalibrate a little bit. See what comes up, you know what I mean? Maybe put a different message out. See how it works out for you. I wish you the best of luck, Chris, genuinely. And for you guys out there, best of luck too. Thank you for the support of the channel. Bring this to your attention. Tim Davies, Fast Ship Performance.